My name's Jenny, and today I'm going to talk a little bit more about being an empathetic person and the lessons that I have learned from my daughter that has brought a little bit more solace into my life and a little bit more peace. Because children, they really can teach us a lot about ourselves. So I'll get right into it. So the first one was pick your battles. When I first became a mom, I had no idea what this meant. It seems to be a very blanket statement that parents like to say, and I never really knew, does this mean that if they have a meltdown, I don't buy into it, or what does that mean? So I had to figure it out for myself. I am a nurse and I think about risks and safety all the time, and I realized that that actually aligns to how I wanted to pick my battles. So once I adopted this and I found my values and my beliefs in this, it made it a lot easier. So I was able to discern from, is my daughter doing something dangerous? Am I going to pick a battle here? Or is she just doing her weird, lovely self and expressing herself in whatever way that she wants? So an example of this is, I don't want to wear my jacket when it's minus 30 outside. Okay, I am going to pick this battle. If you want to go outside, you're going to have to wear your jacket because it's dangerous outside for you to be exposed to cold weather. I mean, I explain it to her in her language, and where I say, if you don't wear your jacket, you're going to get really cold. And if you get really cold, you're going to get really sick and you're not going to feel good. It's not going to feel nice. And you're not treating your body with love and keeping it warm because it needs to stay warm for you to be outside. So I try to explain it to her. I used to try to use really adult language, and that was not effective. So always know your audience, but picking the battle for me was always about safety. So this is the same thing. She wants to climb up on, the island or the dining room table. I'm worried that she's going to fall off. I feel like it is a bit of a safety concern, so I can redirect, create a fort with her, use the pillows, use the blankets. I know that there's soft landing areas and shift the environment. I'm not saying that she can't do it. We're just going to make it safe. I hope that makes sense. 2, staying calm. Children trigger us. They always do. They're relentless sometimes, and that's just their magic. They have so much energy, and they're just they'll get under your skin and they'll trigger you, and there's things that you never know, as a parent, that it's going to bother you. So for me, it's really, really important to be able to calm myself and come from a place of love and not be angry with them. So again, is it them that's getting upset or is it me? So is this a me problem? And how am I going to calm myself down? So sometimes, when my daughter says, Mom, 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 and it's the 40th time in the last 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling those big feelings. They're bubbling up. What do? I do my countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Am I coming from a place of love? Okay. What is it that you need? Come back to the present moment. Stay calm. Why is it bothering you? And if you need to, walk away, which is number 3. Walking away is, I always say this is a superpower. We actually can utilize this at any time, any point, with anybody. Even with my clients, if I need to take a couple minutes, I just announce it to the room and I say, I need to take 3 minutes. I will be right back. I just need to gather and collect myself, deregulate, whatever that looks like to me. If that's deep breathing, stepping outside, doing some stretching, drinking some water, going to the washroom, all of these things. Am I tending to my needs, right? How important is that? Is it making me more escalated? And now children are like mirrors, and this is something that's super magical about them. And I absolutely love it because once I started doing this, she was able to do the same thing. She mirrored when she got really upset. She would say, I'm going to my room. Slam the door. And she'd come out in a couple minutes and say, okay, what are we doing? And she'd was able to deregulate herself. I was so proud that she was able to mirror this awesome skill and take this upon themselves to deregulate. And I'm like, wow, if only we could all have this moment. And I give myself these moments at work too, where it feels really overwhelming and a lot of things are happening. The phone's ringing. I have clients and there's people walking into the office. They're asking me questions and I'm like, oh, I need to walk away. I usually excuse myself to go to the bathroom and I just go to the bathroom. And sometimes I'll splash water on my face. I'll wash my hands, tend to any of my needs again, and just being really there for myself and being like, what do I need right now to come back to my center? One of the big things about the walking away piece is don't ignore the person. We are not punishing them. I used to walk away and say, I'm giving myself a timeout. But I think it works out better when we actually announce like how long we need. So people are aware that you're not ignoring them. And especially with younger children, I always say, okay, mom needs to walk away. I need to take a couple minutes. I love you very much. I will be right back. And you don't have to like leave the room, or you can still keep them in eyesight. However that feels safe to you, I think is the most important part. And then for me, I just like, they could see me deregulating. Like she can see me working and processing through my emotions and not being triggered and to the point where I'm yelling or I'm reacting really ineffectively for the situation. So that's really important for myself. Now, the last thing is don't minimize or downplay emotions. And this applies to all people, not just children. But when people are feeling really intense emotions, especially kids, I think that a lot of people don't know what to say. And they come to the point where they're like, don't cry. Don't be so sad. It's not a big deal. And that's not really fair for them because maybe it is a really big deal that their toast is incorrectly cut and you've used the wrong spoon and it's just having a hard day and you don't know where they're coming from. I have clients sometimes that are really elevated and instead of me telling them to calm down or this isn't a big deal or, whatever else that you could fill in the blanks with, it's not helpful. The first thing they do is like, you don't know how I feel right now. You're not being empathetic. You're not connecting with them and being present with them and witnessing their emotions. And we get really tied up on saying the right thing or trying to solve people's problems and really downplay and minimize people's emotions. And it's not fair. It's just about feeling with someone. So a lot of the times what I'll do is if she's having really big emotions, say, hey, let me just check in with you. You're feeling really upset because you weren't able to watch the end of that show. How can I support you? She'll tell me what's wrong. Okay, I can offer a solution, but some people don't like unsolicited advice. Or I can just witness and be there without judgment and really just love that person and see their sacredness and see their emotions and where they're at. And maybe their cry becomes a sob and the sob becomes some breathing and they slow down and they're able to deregulate themselves. It might take 5 minutes, it might take 35 minutes, but you just be present with them and hold their hand if that's appropriate and let go of needing to say the right thing and more about how we connect with others. So I always offer support. When you're feeling ready, tell me what's on your mind. When you're feeling ready, ask me the question that might be bothering you. And I'm going to be here to support you. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can say is just how can we help? And it's okay for them to not know. Sometimes it takes some time to work out how am I really feeling? And sometimes when we have a big emotions, all we can do is just witness. So I absolutely love these lessons. I'm still practicing them. I'm not perfect at them, but I definitely think that when we take these things and we acknowledge that they're there and we reflect on how we react in situations, that really we can become more empathetic people and feel and witness others. And that is what really makes somebody feel seen, heard, and felt, right? Like that's all we're going for here, is to be more empathetic, to be present, to be a witness. So if there's any life lessons that you've learned from your kids, I would love to hear them. Drop them in the comments if you feel called. If not, have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.